So I have read the work of Neville Goddard for a long time. I've studied his lectures, watched countless videos, done affirmations, visualizations, you name it. But there's one secret of his that I keep coming back to time and time again. One idea that has been so powerful in my life and continues to help me to manifest what I want and to see things with more clarity. It's a very simple technique, but if you actually apply it, as he says, it can do absolutely everything. So in this video, I'm going to share all about this technique and how you can apply it in your own life. So now that I've built it up, what is this one Neville Goddard secret that I keep coming back to time and time again? It's very simple. It's this concept of living in the end. It's not about visualizing the end or wishing for the end or waiting for the end to finally get to you, but it's about living right now in the state of the wish fulfilled. That's another way he talked about it. Living in the end state, living in the end of already having what you want, living in that state of your wish being fulfilled, and living right now as though what you want has already happened. Neville Goddard talked a lot about this practice of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled and living in that end state. And so it's not about doing more, it's about internally changing our beliefs and our emotions with the understanding that by doing so, the outer world will then eventually catch up. So why is this so powerful? Well, a number of reasons. Number one, it forces you to really think about what do you want. I find that a lot of people have sort of vague ideas about what they want to manifest in their life. They want more money, a different car, a different house, different physical things. Or they want an amazing romantic relationship or just relationships in general with friends and family. But they've never really sat down and in detail, explicitly written down or thought about what they actually want. So the first thing that this concept does is it forces you to sit down and think about, what do I actually want? What do I want in all these areas of my life? What do I want in my professional life? What kind of job do I want? How much money do I want to make? How much money do I want to have in my bank accounts? All these things. It forces you to really sit down and focus your attention and clarify those things. Another reason this is so powerful is that when you live in the end, you stop chasing. You stop affirming things from this place of lack and seeing everything is out there. Instead, you become a vibrational match right now to what you want. And then reality has no choice but to mirror that back to you. So why does it work? It works because reality reflects your vibration and your state of consciousness. So if you're in the state of longing for something, desiring something, hoping that one day it happens, then you'll stay in that state of having what you want far away from you. But if your state is having that reality right now, your state is one of expectation and having and knowing that it's yours, then that's a totally different vibration. It's a totally different way of approaching your life. So let me share with you now how this has really changed my life. And one area I've used this is with my business and with this channel. So for a long time, I really didn't have much of a desire to be on social media or even do YouTube videos. I just never saw myself in this light. And that was, I had some obstacles early on. There's so much to learn, there's so much to do, so much to figure out. But I just decided one day, no, I'm going to see myself as a successful creator with a successful business. And it's interesting because I'm a very analytical person, but once I adopted that mindset and I said, okay, Jeff, I'm now, or you are now a conscious creator. You're a successful content creator with a successful business. I noticed that operating from that place, I made different decisions than I did previously. And I'll give you an example. One is I never had an accountant or an editor to help out with, the finances of my business, or in this case, the edits for these YouTube videos. I was sort of hesitant to do it, not only because of the cost, but I just felt like, I can do those things on my own. But one change that I noticed is as I shifted my mindset to one of being a conscious creator, that I viewed things more as like an entrepreneur. And I thought, well, think of what I can do on the creative side if I free myself up from accounting and taxes, and I free myself up from editing. Not to mention the fact that professionals can do that job, or both jobs, much better than I can on my own. So again, before I was viewing things like, oh, I don't have money for that, not sure how that's going to work. But when I stepped into that new version of myself, it's like, hey, I'm a successful content creator, have a successful business. It makes sense logically to contract these things out and free up my time. And that's exactly what it's done. It has freed me up to focus on the creative side of the business, sort of the long-term ideas that I have, the creative direction. But I don't think I ever would have made those decisions had I been operating from the old mindset. So essentially what I've noticed is that when I apply this in my life, and when I really make a conscious effort to step into that new version of myself, that new mindset starts to run things. Try it out in your own life. Let me know in the comments below what your experience is. But I found that when you adopt it, your decisions are different. Your decisions are no longer rooted in fear. What if this doesn't work? Your decisions come from a place of confidence and clarity. So again, let me know if you've tried this, if you're going to try it, how it's shown up and played out in your own life. And if you haven't tried this already, it's really simple to implement and very powerful, as I've said. So simply start by first knowing what you want, and then second, living in the end. So feel that state of already having what you want. Close your eyes, like a meditation. Take a few minutes every day and just close your eyes and step into that feeling of the wish fulfilled. Not seeing it like a movie, like something external, but feel yourself, present in that scene. What does it feel like? What are your thoughts? How do you feel? Do you feel proud that you've gotten that job, you've made that amount of money? Go through and feel what you feel like in that new version of yourself. And then another thing you can do is that throughout your day, when you catch yourself operating from the old version of you, like, oh, but I can't afford that, or that's never going to work out, catch those limiting beliefs and then focus on replanting those beliefs and feelings that you've gotten from those moments of meditation, the moments when you sit down and feel that reality already being here, already being present. Because we want to start catching ourselves when that negativity and fear comes up. And they're almost like little weeds. You want to pluck those out and then in their place, plant these new positive, empowering beliefs. So one thing I find very fascinating about this concept of Neville Goddard is this idea that our imagination isn't just creative. We think of our imagination as sort of this creative thing that exists out there and it's interesting, but he's showing that no, it's connected to our reality. It actually generates reality, whether we're aware of that or not. And the moment you fully accept something as real in your mind, in your consciousness, then in a sense you're planting it in this 3D world of reality. So living in the end is creating that reality for you. So that, in essence, is the one Neville Goddard, secret and teaching that I keep coming back to time and time again. There are so many other amazing principles that he taught. There's so much work out there. I mean, even with everything that all the videos I've watched, all the things I've read of his, there's still so much more that I have to explore. But for me, this one truth is so incredibly powerful. This concept of living in the end, feeling those emotions right now of your desired reality in the present moment. Assume that feeling of the wish fulfilled, and then let the world rearrange itself to make that happen. So I hope you found this video helpful and interesting, and thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.